Welcome to the world of the pharaohs. Hello there. Have you ever wondered if being a king was actually fun? Spoiler alert, it's not, especially if you were a pharaoh in ancient Egypt. Picture this. You open your eyes and find yourself lying in the desert, surrounded by sphinxes and sacred cats. You're the king, but also the guy responsible for summoning sunshine, explaining floods, and wearing a hat heavier than a rice cooker. Tonight, you don't have to study history. You're going to live it. You'll become the mighty pharaoh of Egypt, ruler of an empire who isn't allowed to sneeze during temple rituals. So lie still, breathe softly, pull the blanket a little higher, and get ready to drift into a dream where power, sacred cats, and onions all collide. Part 1: Marriage, Onions, and Things That Make Nitrogen Monoxide Sense. Being a king sounds fancy, but some things you don't get to choose. Like this one, you have to marry your sister. Not because you want to, but because royal law says so. Passed down since the days of the gods, they believed royal blood diluted easily, so marrying family was just practical. So, you get married to the sister you've known since childhood, and now she's the queen. The gods call it destiny. But that's not all. You also have to eat onions every morning. Not a slice, 3 whole raw onions. Because ancient Egyptians believed onions connected you to the afterlife. They cleared your spirit and instantly woke anyone standing too close. You're never allowed to go anywhere alone, even when all you want is to stroll outside, feel the breeze, and snack on grapes in peace. 3 people always follow. 1 holds a fan, 1 writes down every word you say, and 1 just yells, "His Majesty is coming." You don't get to sit on comfy chairs either. Your throne is cold. Meeting seats are straight like geometry class. The only soft cushion is for the royal cat. Still, you must keep up appearances. Always smile like you've just finished meditating. Say things no one understands, like, "The sun today feels very round." Everyone nods, writes it down, and calls it national wisdom. And when all the rituals are done, you return to your private pharaoh chamber. No Wi-Fi, no kettle, just cat statues and dried onions. You sit down, exhale slowly, and wonder, do sun gods offer vacation days? And guess what? Even something simple, like going to the bathroom, is a sacred ritual around here. In the next part, we'll explore where pharaohs relieved themselves and why there was always someone taking notes. Part 2: Royal Restrooms. WHEN. Relieving yourself required a ritual. Being a king has many privileges, but using the bathroom, not really one of them. In ancient Egypt, even something as simple as doing your business was a sacred and serious event. You couldn't just sneak off behind a bush. No toilet paper, no motion sensor lights, and definitely no privacy lock. The royal toilet was basically a stone chair with a hole, placed in a private room, sometimes next to a window, to catch the breeze of the gods. And no, you couldn't go alone. There were always at least 3 people nearby. 1 guarded the door, 1 prepared scented water, and 1 had a very special job to take notes. Yes, you heard that right. Every time you did the deed, a royal scribe stood outside, recording the pharaoh's digestive health. This morning, slightly sluggish; by noon, quick and efficient; evening report, faint hints of onion. Why take notes? Because every royal symptom could be interpreted as a divine message. If the pharaoh was constipated, it could mean drought is coming. If things flowed smoothly, peace and prosperity are on the way. And there's more. When you were done, you weren't expected to wipe yourself. There was a specialist, skilled, silent, emotionless as a sphinx. You were embarrassed. They'd done this for 4 generations of kings. No triple-ply toilet paper here, just soft linen cloth, and a strong belief in spiritual cleanliness. You'd exit the restroom.com, dignified and slightly lighter, only to be blessed with, "May the god Sobek smile upon your lease." See, even going to the bathroom wasn't exactly relaxing. And in the next part, we'll explore the pharaoh's funeral, when dying was just another grand ceremony. Part 3: The Pharaoh's Funeral, when even death had a royal script. If you think death means finally getting to rest, you've clearly never ruled ancient Egypt. Because here, even dying was a full-blown national event. The moment the pharaoh took his last breath, the palace went into full royal chaos. Priests were summoned, embalmers were activated, scribes started documenting every dramatic gasp, and the royal cat handler hugged the cat extra tight. The funeral didn't happen right away. Nope, not until after 70 days of mummification. You heard that right. 70 days of drying out organs with sacred salts, wrapping the body in layers of linen, painting eyes on closed eyelids, and rubbing the corpse with perfume that smelled like divine fish sauce. Everything had to be perfect, because if it wasn't, the pharaoh might get lost in the afterlife. Or worse, come back as a tilapia. The body was placed in 3 coffins: stone, wood, solid gold, and the soul, escorted by 4 ceremonial scrolls, 3 animal-headed gods, and a copy of the Afterlife Handbook, Pharaoh Edition. The farewell was grand. Flute players blew on carved bone. Dancers twirled like holy tornadoes. Professional mourners wept on schedule. And yes, even the royal cat wore a little mourning scarf while the crowd was saying goodbye. The pharaoh's body was loaded onto a sacred boat, not for a cruise, but to cross the mythical Nile, where your soul got inspected. If your heart was heavier than a feather, you'd be eaten by a crocodile-lion hybrid. If your heart was light and pure, you'd live forever in the celestial mango garden. Okay, no mangoes, just sunshine. At last, the tomb was sealed. The empire bowed, and someone whispered, "He's gone," and he took the entire treasury with him. See, being king was never easy. Even your final exit had to be fancy, fragrant, and fully ritualized. And in the next part, we'll discover why cats were worshipped and why annoying one might get you mummified early. Part 4: Sacred Cats, Prison Time, and the Angriest Stares in Egypt. If you think modern cats are picky, try living with one in ancient Egypt. There, cats weren't just pets. Cats were divine. Ancient Egyptians believed cats carried the spirit of the goddess Bast. So, if you annoyed a cat, you might be offending the gods themselves. Got scratched by a cat? Totally your fault. Cat spilled your wine. You apologize. You sneezed while the cat was napping. Careful, your neighbors might file a complaint. Kill a cat. Life in prison. No trial needed. Make a cat sad. Not a legal crime, but expect 8 neighbors at your door, with eyes that say, "We're watching you, mummy bait." Did a cat walk into a temple? No one stops it. Did it jump on Pharaoh's head during a meeting? Everyone claps. The gods are blessing us. Did it steal a sacred pastry? They give it another one. Even when a cat died, the whole household mourned for 3 days. Shaved eyebrows, white clothing, and incense lit for their tiny god. So if you ever visit ancient Egypt and see a cat staring at you from afar, with cold, judgmental eyes, bow gently, say, "Greetings, Divine One," and absolutely do not try to pet it. In the next part, we'll explore everyday life for commoners when laundry, cooking, and brushing your teeth could all become religious ceremonies. If you're still awake and haven't been cursed by a cat god yet, go ahead and close your eyes. A day as a regular farmer in ancient Egypt, at least, you didn't get mummified alive. You're not a pharaoh. You're not a prophet. You're definitely not a sacred cat. You're just a regular person, and you've just woken up. Because a drop of sweat rolled up your forehead. The sun isn't up yet, but you are. The mat is stiff. The pillow doesn't exist. And the blanket, more like holy fabric. You wash your face in river water, cold like a breakup text. One splash, and you're wide awake. Forget showering, that's how people freeze. You want to brush your teeth, no toothpaste. You use fireplace ash to clean your mouth, rub it with a twig, fresh no, but very smoky. You grab your hoe and head out. The sun wants to roast you. The wind throws sand at your dreams. The cow won't move, and you're tired since the first good morning. Work is light, just plowing, weeding, chasing cows, and dodging manure like emotional baggage. By noon, you sit under a tree. It leans slightly, like it gave up too. You eat cold rice with salt and dream of becoming a merchant. In the afternoon, you try to cook dinner with damp firewood. The fire starts. After 27 desperate tries, your cat watches you, like, "Wow, struggling again, I see." You stir the stew. It's burnt. The rice, mush. Mood could be worse. Bath time. Yes, rainwater from the roof in a clay pot. No soap, no towel, but plenty of frogs singing backup at night. You lie on a straw mat, listening to bugs gossip near your ear. Each mosquito bite becomes a poem of survival. You sigh, at least, I'm still alive. In the next part, we'll venture deep into an ancient pyramid, where the halls echo forever, and some doors were never meant to open. Part 6. Inside the pyramid, where every footstep echoes a little too much, and you pray the mummy stays asleep. Congratulations, today, you're not working in the fields. No herding cows, no shoveling manure. You've been chosen to explore. The pyramid sounds heroic, but actually, you're just helping carry supplies. A group of villagers, a handful of torches, and you, in half-broken sandals. You step into the ancient hallway. No lights, just flickering flames casting weird shadows. Every footstep echoes like someone's quietly walking behind you. You take a breath. It smells like old stone, dry sand, and someone else's nervous sweat. The walls are carved with strange images. Cats with wings, gods with bird heads, people dancing with an oddly serious expression. You lean in closer. One carving shows someone locked away for offending the grain god. The hallway narrows. You duck your head, then crawl, then slide on cold, dusty stone. Someone whispers, "Watch for traps." You laugh. but that laugh dies when someone disappears with a click. At the end is a large chamber. In the center, a stone sarcophagus. One person says, "Don't touch that." Another says, "Touch it, might be treasure." You back up, slip slightly, tap the lid by accident, and then, clunk. Everyone freezes. You just want to go home. Inside the coffin, nothing moves, but a nearby cat starts growling. Someone lights another torch. The light hits a massive statue, a god staring right at you, sharp eyes, firm face, holding a soup spoon. You turn away. "Okay, not creepy at all," you mutter. Then trip over a cloth bundle and realize it's a real mummy. You don't scream, you politely whisper, "Sorry for disturbing your eternal nap." Everyone starts heading out. You're last in line. Outside, the sunlight blinds you, and you breathe like you've just escaped a dusty fever dream. Moral of the story: not every door should be opened, especially the ones with whispers and signs that say "authorized personnel only." In the next part, we'll uncover some bizarre ancient rituals, including one where your heart is weighed against a feather. Now take a deep breath, tuck your blanket close, and quietly whisper, "Please, don't ask me to explore again." Part 7: The Heart-Weighing Ritual. Judgment Day, ancient Egyptian style, with extra feathers. You've made it out of the pyramid. Your face is dusty. Your nerves still trembling a bit. But nope, you're not going home yet, because the group leader announces, "Now, let's talk about death." Not your average death, of course. We mean ancient Egyptian afterlife death, where even after dying, you still get one final exam. You close your eyes and imagine. Your body's been perfumed and wrapped, dozens of linen layers, placed in a coffin painted with your face. Not quite accurate, but close enough. Then you wake up. In the afterlife, there's soft light, mysterious music, and a very large scale. Standing nearby is Anubis, jackal head, dark robe, a serious face like a strict teacher. He says, "Today, we weigh your heart." You swallow nervously and ask, "Against what, exactly?" Anubis lifts a feather and replies, "This? Yes, a single feather, light as a forgotten promise, from the goddess Mat, symbol of truth, justice, and exam grading. If your heart weighs more than the feather, that means you've lived a bit shady, told too many lies, stole the last date fruit, skipped farm work, maybe even borrowed a neighbor's cat." You sit there, imagining your heart on a scale, palms sweating, muttering softly, "Come on, heart, be light today." But don't worry, it's all just a dream. You're alive. You're not mummified. Your heart is still beating, though slightly anxious now. So what's the lesson here? Being a decent human never goes out of style, because someday it might help tip the scales your way. In the next part, we'll sneak behind the scenes of the Egyptian gods, where cats rule everything, and the sun god works the night shift. Part 8: Behind the scenes of the Egyptian gods, because even gods need naps, and maybe a day off. You're still lying there, blanket tucked under your chin, heart successfully weighed, and your soul reasonably calm. But you're wondering, what do these ancient gods even do all day? Great question. Let's sneak a peek into the backstage life of divine beings, not when they're granting miracles, but when they're quietly regretting over time. First up is Ra, the mighty sun god. By day, he sails across the sky on a flaming boat. No GPS, no helmet, just pure solar instinct. At night, no rest. He must row through the underworld. While rowing, he's chased by a giant chaos serpent named Apophis, growling, biting, thrashing, like a mythological action movie, just missing the soundtrack. Each morning, Ra rises again, yawning dramatically, muttering, "Almost overslept the sunrise today." Next is Thoth, god of writing, records, and scribbles. He tracks good deeds, balances hearts, and files everyone's afterlife paperwork. Now we meet Bastet, the cat goddess, protector of households, and spiritual symbol of "please let me nap." Ever seen a cat sleep 18 hours a day? So does Bastet. If someone disturbs her, they get clawed, politely. Honestly, the Egyptian gods operate like a strange little startup. Ra is CEO, Thoth's in accounting, Bastet runs HR and naps aggressively. The difference: everyone wears animal heads, and no one enjoys morning meetings. You lie there, smiling softly, thinking, if life is tiring, divinity sounds exhausting. What's the takeaway? Even the gods need a nap and maybe some iced tea. In the next part, we'll explore the daily life of ordinary Egyptians, where a good day means your bread didn't catch fire. And tonight, that's all we'll explore for now. From the busy lives of ancient gods to the humble meals of everyday people, and even the long, sacred journey of becoming a proper Egyptian mummy. Wishing you a gentle night. Sleep peacefully. May you dream of the cool Nile breeze, and Bastet, the cat goddess, guarding your dreams with quiet grace. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this little journey, don't forget to follow the channel so you won't miss our next sleepy adventure through history. Until then, I'll see you again on another peaceful night. Sleep well.